before I get started on my review, there's something I need to say about what happened to Paige and what's going on with the people not being happy with Sasha Banks. Look, I'm going to say this very clearly. I saw Deluxe Man's video, I saw the Stud Daddy's video, and I actually saw the actual final moments of Paige getting whacked behind the back of her shoulder blades by the Sasha Banks herself. And I got to say this. Thank goodness it happened there. Look, if Paige went to the Royal Rumble, even if everything went well, and she wasn't slated to win, but even if everything went well, and she might have been thrown out of the ring, or maybe she stayed in the ring, it could have been way worse. Let's be honest, you got nearly 20 women that are on the roster, and you got an extra maybe, what, 10 women that'll be coming in who probably haven't wrestled in years, and some of them who have, and they're not going to be totally gentle on a Paige on her neck. So that's if it was a best case scenario in the ring. If she's slated not to win the Royal Rumble, she would have been thrown over the top turn rope. Let's be honest. That's a long way down, even for a woman who hasn't jacked her neck. If she landed badly, she might be paralyzed. Even if she landed good, she might not even be able to walk from her anyway. Because if Sasha just gave her 2 whacks behind the back of her shoulder blades, and I'm not saying anyone would just recover from it quickly, for her to be staggering the way she was, thank goodness it happened with Sasha. Yeah, was Sasha doing something right when she did that? No. Not many people do moves like that and not let their partner know they're going to do it. But in this case, even though it was bad that it happened, and it was a bad move that she did it, it's still good that it happened in the ring. Not during the Royal Rumble with about 20 or 10 women in the same ring at the same time. And requirements to throw someone over the top rope. I'm just saying that. Now, for this show, I was happy. I was pleasantly surprised with some of the content that was shown. And even though not many people are going to like it, I did like it. It wasn't a bad show for me. Opening of the show. You got Xavier Woods versus Jenna Mahal. I can't roll my R's. I'm sorry. I can never roll my R's. But was I glad to see Jenna Mahal win? Yes, I was. I knew for the plan that I believe was going to happen, because I've said this before, the best person to win, you already know who won, but I will talk about it, was that person. But the best person to go up against him, who can work pretty damn well, would be Jinder Mahal. No matter how much you guys don't like him, he's not that bad of a worker. He can get the job done. And I'm glad he won against Xavier Woods. Admittedly, I wish he hadn't lost, because it would have been interesting to see how they were going to set up the New Day dealing with the U.S. title. Was there going to be 3 titles? Was there going to be 3 titles? A triple, what would they, triple, whatever they're going to call it. Triple champions? That would have been cool. But that's just me. Now, the Fashion Popo set up the Ascension to go up against Rusev Day. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be causing a feud between them. Excuse me. But it's good to see that they're doing something with the Fashion Police. I just wish they go back to the Fashion Files. That's what I want. Want them to go back to the Fashion Files. Do more skits from Miami Vice. Do more skits from Magnum PI. Do more skits from the X-Files. Please go back to that. That was so much fun. As it is now, it sucks. I want to see them do all those things again. That was so entertaining. But this is what we get. Y'all. The 6-woman tag, I'm not going to lie, I didn't care. I didn't care about the 6-woman tag. I didn't. I had no interest whatsoever with the 6-woman tag. I just didn't care anymore. But I did watch it. And unfortunately, guess who got to eat the pin? That's my Naomi! Why? Why was Naomi the one that had to eat the pin? Why couldn't it have been Becky Lynch? Becky just came back. Yes, she's hot, but Naomi's hotter. Guess who was being cheered for more than Becky Lynch or Charlotte? It was Naomi. Naomi is the one who's being cheered. And I got to say this before I forget. I am going to do a female Royal Rumble prediction. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it right, but I am going to do a prediction. I'm going to see if I can do it this week. So watch for it if I don't forget. I'm hoping I don't forget. There's a lot of stuff I got to do this week. Anyway, Naomi ate the pin. I hated it. Now, Usos had a segment. Usos sounded good. Then Usos got their butts kicked by Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I'm still not fond of Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. I'm telling you the truth. They should have broken up a while ago. I know a lot of people said they're great, they're red hot. No. I'm being honest here. Shelton Benjamin should have been a singles competitor when he came in. Chad Gable should have stayed single. They both should have been losing, and then they would have came together, and it would have been a lot more hotter than it is now. More pops would have happened. More heat could have happened. But as it stands, they just brought them together, and that was it. I just didn't feel that great about it. And now, after all these months, I just feel like it was a huge mistake. Give me a reason why I'm wrong. Because as far as I can tell, they haven't really utilized them much at all. What have they done? Have they done anything in the back much? Unless it was involving someone to help them, they haven't done almost nothing. There's been only interviews. A few interviews and that's it. No backstage segments like the Usos. Like the New Day. Like Rusev Day. Like the Fashion Police. When have you seen Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in the back talking to each other by themselves when it isn't an interview? Zero as far as I know. And if there hasn't been zero, it's got to be under 5 because I haven't seen anything, barely of them. Unless they're going to throw it on YouTube. It hasn't been on the main show. Now, I got to say that the videos that they were creating to hype the Royal Rumble as well as for the mixed tag that's going on right now, I'm going to see if I can catch some of it once I finish this, was actually kind of nice. They didn't do this on Raw. They're doing it on Smackdown where they're using their phones to take video of themselves and talking, so it feels a little more organic. I actually kind of like it this way. It's unscripted, there's no cameraman, it's just them and their camera by themselves, which actually gives it a little better dynamic than they normally would with the camera in their faces. So that I did enjoy. I didn't have a problem with it. Let's see. Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley. Now, I gotta say this about Mojo. He's not one of my favorite wrestlers. He ain't. He isn't. I don't think he ever will be. But I will give credit where credit is due. Was he trying to put over Bobby Roode? Yes, he did. He was very rough with Bobby Roode. And I felt that really helped the match that he was in with him. Just like with Jinder Mahal was having the match with Xavier Woods, and Jinder was very dominant over Xavier. You got Mojo Rawley that was most of the time, dominant over Bobby Roode. And in the end, Bobby Roode wins. The Singh brothers come out, beat him up. They're pretty much saying, you're nothing. Bobby says, well, guess what? I want to have a match against you right now. Come and get it. And Jinder Mahal says no, until Daniel Bryan comes out and says simply, wouldn't do it. Which pissed off Jinder Mahal, and I'm sure most people are not happy about it. Now, to defend this, if I'm forgetting anything, no, I don't think so. If the interviews with AJ were alright, so was Baron Corbin. His words were alright. That went with the Royal Rumble. But when it came to this match, I'm sure a lot of people were not too happy that this is happening 1 week ahead of schedule and going into Royal Rumble. I would have thought it would have been better for them to have a week's lag and then actually have the match on Royal Rumble. I thought that would have been a more appropriate type of thing. But since SmackDown has not had a champion crowned since 2006, that hasn't been a bad thing. So this is something we don't normally see. So how was the match? It was good. Jinder Mahal, like I said, can get the work done. I don't know why a lot of people don't want to look beyond what he is as a jobber. Yes, he's a jobber. But it doesn't mean he's a bad wrestler and a bad performer. He can do the job. And he made the Bobby Roode look good. I'm not rude. I'm just champ. And I felt that was right to do. Bobby Roode as champ is going to give the U.S. title something special. Particularly, I got to say this very clear. I want to make it very clear to everybody. Bobby Roode face sucks to a certain extent. Even though he's over, he sucks to a certain extent. Bobby Roode heel will make fire. So I'm hoping, I say within the next couple of months, if he holds it that long, because you never know, Baron Corbin may screw him over, Jinder Mahal may screw him over, who knows what will happen in the next 2 to 3 months. If it goes well, within 3 months, I hope the WWE turns him heel. Because when you write properly for Bobby Roode heel, he is straight, as Becky Lynch says, straight fire. He is money. He is. He is that damn good as a heel. If they understand to write him properly. If they don't write him properly and make him a chicken shit heel, it's not going to last long and he's going to drop that title eventually. It will be nothing. But if they write it properly that he wins and he wins and he wins and gets more and more arrogant and more arrogant and more arrogant, and he flips the glorious one as a face to a glorious one to a heel, and let them write properly or let him ad-lib like Matt Hardy's doing, he will make them money. People will hate him. They'll hate to love him. But that's just my point of view. Is this show a good one? Yeah, you can actually see it more than once. I say one more time. That's if anybody even cares about looking at SmackDown Live more than once. I'm not going to look at it again because Naomi had the job when she shouldn't have. It should have been Becky Lynch. It should have been Charlotte. Charlotte's not worrying about anything. She's not defending her title at Royal Rumble. She could have eaten the pin and not been that bad. It had to be Naomi. But that's just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.